Prestige Madness asks Hugo. Hey Hugo, in a recent Bible study you mentioned you lost 50 pounds, and if you've spoken about it before, ignore me. Well, I guess we're not ignoring you. But how did you do it, and how long did it take, etc.? Congrats, by the way. That's an awesome achievement. We're all so proud of you.
Yeah, patting myself on the back with this one. But seriously, I think this is important because after losing that weight, I'm very glad, and I want to help other people do so if they feel the need to do so. The way I did it was I got my MyFitnessPal calorie tracker, figured out my TDEE, which is basically how many calories it takes in a day to, function. And you work at a calorie deficit, which is a little bit under what it takes to basically sustain. And all fat is, it's stored energy. So if you're fat, you've been eating too much for what you're doing, and it stores that energy. So what you need to do is eat under what you would do for a day for a while, and that'll reduce the fat because it'll burn through it because that's your energy stores. You can look a lot of this stuff up online. It's pretty basic, but calories are important. Learn about calories, learn about your macronutrients, and it took me about 6 months. So,
and I'd say most of the people that gain a lot of weight and like people that are getting to the point where they're unhealthy, often they're very inactive, which is an issue. Often they graze a lot.
Yeah.
Like you walk into the kitchen, you grab a bite of thing, and you don't really count it in your head, and then later on you do another thing.
Mindless eating and drinks are the biggest thing.
Drinks was going to be my number 3, like sugary drinks, especially sodas, but also things like beer and wine if you drink too much of that, or a lot of cream in your coffee, stuff like that. Stuff that adds calories that you don't think about catches up. And even if you eat well but you drink like shit, it doesn't really help. So it's a combination of those, and Hugo did everything but get super active. So He's not ripped.
No.
He looks like he was a super skinny guy when we started this show, and now he's pretty close to where he was.
Yeah, almost there. There you go.
His head's still
do that.
Disgusting
Also,
though. He looks like a human butt cheek.
But yeah, I would recommend if anyone is I was definitely obese. I was very high into the obese category. If you are overweight, I would suggest losing it because you will feel better and you will live longer. Trust me.
Well, what if they get hit by a bus?
Well, then...
Or what if they get cancer? Don't say that. Don't guarantee them long life.
No, I'm going to guarantee it.
You'll do better. You'll do better in whatever time you have left.
You'll leave a better looking corpse.
Maybe.
Well, I guess you could be an Uggo. I don't know. Just do it. Just do it.
If you're ugly, there's nothing that's going to help you. Also, if you have a bad personality. Most of our fans. Hey Hugo, and Jake too, I suppose. Sorry if this is a long post, it is. But my family goes to church that is very anti-gay. Now, I am a transgender woman, and because I like men, I say I'm straight, but they just say I'm gay and deceived by the devil. Now I'm 23 and currently in a situation where I can't afford a place of my own for a little bit, so they and my therapist made me sign a contract where I can't have a boyfriend, can't own women's clothing, or miss church. I went recently, and the preacher went on and on about a gay friend of his getting arrested back in the 90s when it was illegal to be gay in Georgia. Anyway, he just kept saying how anyone with common sense knows being gay just doesn't work. If you have time, I have that snippet on my channel. I posted the video onto Facebook, and immediately my mom was telling me I was being hateful and should remove the video because our preacher just speaks the truth, and he wants to save those who are sexually broken and other stuff of that nature. Now, what I'm coming to is, I have 9 siblings. All but one are under 18, so they have to go too. And I have already noticed my brother, who was my best friend, won't use my preferred name or pronouns when my parents aren't around like he used to. My whole family is slowly turning more and more against me, and I don't know if there's anything I can do. Sorry if this isn't exactly a question. I'm just so hurt I'm losing the people I love most. Also, sorry for grammatical errors. I'm currently on some strong meds for my anxiety attacks, so I may have written everything wrong. I will forgive the lack of a comma up front, but I will not forgive that last period not being there. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, and then there's actually a link to that video that she was talking about with the pastor talking, and I watched a little bit of it. It's infuriating, so if you want to check that out, here's a link to that video. But first of all, I want to say, if your therapist, quote, therapist made you sign a contract like that, a contract.
What kind of contract could that possibly be? That's not legally binding, so just tell them to fuck off.
therapists do stuff like that sometimes. It's more of a signed promise. It's a therapist thing. They do that sometimes. Usually it's reasonable things, though. That's completely insane. I don't know what kind of therapist you're going to. Maybe some sort of Christian counselor, but I'm telling you right now, if they're doing that to you, not helping you. Secondly, this whole situation, this is gonna be rough. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if you stay in this situation long term, it's going to drive you out of your mind. You're going to have some serious issues of self-identity and like confidence about yourself. You're going to feel bad about yourself because if you're around people all the time that are telling you who you are as this person is bad and immoral and you're not allowed to be that, it's gonna wreck you. And this is one of the reasons that transgender suicide rates are so high. It's crazy. So it sucks. It sucks that your family's like this, and it's shitty that the people that you care about, your siblings, are now being indoctrinated into this shitty, unaccepting, kind of bigoted group of people because of their religion. It'd be great if you could try and inform your siblings, but if you can't, at some point when you do become more financially stable, you need to get out on your own, and you might need to cut some of these people out of your life, because I'm telling you, stuff that's this toxic to the very core, like, it's not something that can be compromised on. You are who you are, and if they're going to tell you that who you are is just despicable and terrible, and you're not allowed to be that, something's got to give, and you can't really give on who you are. So I don't know, it's a complicated situation, and it's a shitty situation, and obviously I don't have the experience because I'm not transgender, but God, I'm really sorry for what's going on, but you might at some point need to cut those people out of your life, because that kind of stuff will just wreck you emotionally. Also, look for a new therapist, please, because that sounds just awful.
And if you do need help, especially with mental health or something, of course, I hope you're not, but if you ever have suicidal thoughts, National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is definitely important. There's also the Trevor Project, which is specifically for LGBT people, and then there's the GLBT National Help Center hotlines that you can call, and they might have information that you can use in order to, like, maybe even get out of your living situation. Some people will take people in this kind of situation, especially if it's so toxic. So I would try to consider maybe doing some research at, like, the public library, just so you're not doing it in your house and get found out, or a friend's house that you can trust or something like that, or your phone, whatever, where you could find, like, maybe a support group and maybe I don't know, sort of assisted living, or maybe a community home with other LGBT people, either in your area or further away, somewhere that's feasible for you to get to, because that might be, you seem like a much more extreme case than most of the questions we get.
Yeah.
So I would strongly consider, and you're 23, so you're I mean, obviously you don't have, it doesn't seem like you have the financial means to do so, but you do have the cognitive ability, and you're of an age where you should be able to get the help you deserve at this point. So yeah. I would certainly consider maybe getting out of that situation as soon as possible. And like Hugo said, if you have to cut those kinds of people out of your life, that's fine. Family is a thing for me that doesn't have anything to do with whether or not I share DNA with you. Like, it doesn't matter to me that somewhere down the line my great-grandfather fucked your great-grandma. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is if you respect me and others that I appreciate as people in the way that they deserve, right, then that's who your family should be. So just because they gave birth to you doesn't give them any right to tell you how to live your life or what should make you happy. And certainly they shouldn't be affecting you so adversely. So definitely please go look for help. Johnny Lilto asks Hugo, "My dearest Hugo, I have recently been attending Atheist meetups at a bar every other Monday evening, an enjoyable event I found on meetups.org. I was curious as to if you or Jake have ever hosted or attended a casual event like this, if you would consider hosting something like this in the future, or if you have pointers on how others may find similar social events. I found the experience hugely rewarding, not so much as a way to vent frustrations about religion, but rather an environment where you know everyone already shares similar beliefs. It's that community I feel many atheists feel is missing in their lives. Yours sincerely, not John.
No, I've never done that, nor would I, because I don't really like people.
I was gonna
which
say
sounds shitty, but
no, you don't.
But
You
I
don't
wanted
really
to
enjoy other people. I'm an outlier. It's super weird, and I'm an asshole.
I don't even enjoy you most of the time. I just
Right.
can't be alone, or otherwise I'm a weird serial killer type person who never talks to anyone. But I did want to include this question because I think it's good for people to know who do want that sense of community that there are resources like stuff like meetups.org where you can go and plan stuff with people who have similar interests, because it can be hard to find people who aren't religious if that's something that's a big part of who you are. So I think stuff like this is neat, and if you want to do that meetup, you can do so.
Yeah.
I won't be there, but
I like social things. I enjoy them. I've never used meetup.org. I'm pretty sure my girlfriend has. She found like a science thing that she enjoyed, and she went to a couple years ago. But we went to an atheist comedy show not too long ago, which was pretty cool.
if you're looking for the meetups.org, I'm pretty sure it's actually meetups.com, because meetups.org, when you try and go to it, it says it doesn't exist. Also, there's a meetups app, but
Sure.
thanks, everyone. That's all the questions for this episode. If you want, you can ask me more in the comments, and I'll get to them next time. I actually might get some more from the last Ask Hugo next time, because there were some good questions, but, can't answer them all. Then we'd be here for 2 hours. So, you can always check me out on Twitter at Hugo Reloaded.
You can always check me out at Bible Reloaded, and you could always subscribe and get more of us answering your questions. And I don't know, maybe we'll put out like an art piece where it's just us jacking off while staring at each other, but all you get to do is listen to the sounds. That could be in your future if you subscribe.
You can always donate to our Patreon campaign. We do a once-a-month patron-only hangout, and that'll be early in January, maybe the second week, because I am moving in late December, so it'll take a while to get internet all hooked up and ready to go.
Sure, something like that. But it'll definitely be on a Saturday.
Yes. So, thanks, everyone. Until next time, I'm Hugo.
And I'm Jake.
And this has been Ask Hugo number 25.